Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to more Fortnite news, of course, breaking down patch 8.3. Before we get into that, though, it's been a crazy couple of days. Actually, later today, we'll talk on a story out there. If you guys have not been a viewer of the channel frequently, it's actually going to talk about King Richard. He responds about a scam story of him, as well as yesterday. We'll hopefully do a follow-up sometime soon. We actually called out a Ghost Gaming Pro Fortnite player for scamming a kid allegedly. If you guys don't know as well, you know the former LG Creo story. We broke that story, and yesterday has not got too much traction yet, but apparently the information we've been sent does actually align with a Ghost Gaming Pro player also scamming a kid out there. So I'll link those videos down below for all of you, and expect the King Richard video sometime soon. A lot's going on out there, and if you guys don't want to hear about that, of course, let's break down patch 8.3, which, surprise, surprise, is already being met with a lot of backlash out there, and the respawn van is not even the biggest part of the update. That being confirmed yesterday and also this morning with this patch going live, the ballers remain unchanged, at least for the first week of World Cup qualifiers, which is exciting though, right? You know, April 13th, we begin our first solo week of qualifiers, and of course duos after that. It does though for the first week mean that ballers will remain unchanged and also unnerfed. If you guys did not know, the expected changes were going to be nerfs for those ballers, mainly the glass being of course most of the glass being shootable or actually being able to be shot through. So those nerfs are not coming this time around. So pro players out there who did scrim without ballers, knowing they were going to be nerfed and probably unusable, or maybe even nerfed way too hard, are now being hurt by this for week 1 solos World Cup qualifiers. And hopefully these changes will be made before week 2, but you guys know with Epic there's no guarantee about that. So unfortunate news there, because that has now become the biggest part of the update, even though with patch 8.3 we are having one of the biggest game-changing updates of all time with the respawn van. And I hate to say, you guys can comment down below. I'm always curious what you guys have to say, always reading through comments as well, because you know there's always a slew of results when we have these updates out there, but patch 8.3 is still one of the biggest ones out there, although there's only been really one big update with it, that being the respawn van. As expected, we've already broken down kind of the results of this. They've added a few new things and some, of course, details that we need to know. First of which, the one I noticed the most was the respawn time is actually 10 seconds, so the same as revive time. It does make a lot of sense, but if these vans are being camped, I can see it being a big issue, because if you have multiple members go down, they respawn on top of the van, you have to respawn them one by one, and if they're being camped, it's going to be very hard to get a full squad up, although the chance is still there, right? I'm not going to complain until we play it out for a week or two and see how it actually works out. And one addition was actually made along with the reboot cards. They're now active for 90 seconds, so when your teammate dies, you have 90 seconds to pick up that reboot card, and you can carry it as long as you want to actually bring it to a van itself. But along with that, one touch I think it was actually very nice, as opposed to Apex Legends when you do respawn with nothing. They have now added this: when you respawn from the reboot van, you get a common pistol, some ammo, you have 100 health as well as 100 wood. So I think that's a great update, although will it be effective enough to actually fend off enemies who are camping the vans is the ultimate question. But it is pretty crazy to see already, within minutes of the update, within hours of the update going live, people are already saying, revert, it's horrible, it's terrible. It's gonna have to play it out. It's gonna have to be worked around as well. I like the idea of it. I think we all like the idea of it. It just seems now that it's live, people are taking every single chance to actually jab at Epic. I'm not gonna diss them too hard until a week or two from now when we see how it plays out competitively as well as casually. I know me personally, as a casual player, it offers more opportunities for my team to actually win, and so all in all, I do like that. It's going to be a brand new touch to the game, and certainly going to affect both casual play and competitive play. And also, very lastly, not too many big changes. Honestly, not really too many big bug fixes. There's already way too many bugs in the game in terms of server issues and frame rates late game as well that have not been resolved, as well as ghost hits. I don't even want to get into that, guys. The competitive play is going to be very curious to see, because we've already seen so many complaints. As we approach the biggest qualifier for the biggest event ever, the game is still very much broken with bugs out there that have not been resolved in this patch. But very lastly, the infantry rifle has received another balance out there. It's actually the second nerf to its overall damage, which I guess I'm okay with, only because they balanced it and buffed the long range damage as well very slightly. So not really a noticeable change. And besides that, those two things, this entire patch was it was kind of just But as always, guys, hope you all enjoy this episode of Fortnite News. I'll be back here later today if you do want to stop by, commenting on the King Richard situation, which I do not agree with whatsoever. If you guys want a video, of course, of the first instance explained, I will link my video down below. It's been a pretty interesting situation. It's tough to take a side on, but I don't think King Richard's in the right here, and I think many people in the community are actually taking one side or the other very hard, and we'll see how it actually pans out in both directions. Apparently, lawyers are getting involved, and we'll see who by the courts is actually actually right in this argument. But as always, I hope you guys all enjoy. Hopefully next time I see you guys, it'll be for happier Fortnite news. I literally say that every time, and every time I see you guys, we're definitely not happier. But hopefully next time is the time. Until next time, guys, take care.